Hi-oh! So today we have another Darwin's Rants, and this is a good rant because it involves me going back to work. And also it's fucking Sunday night. Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. I got home from work. Unfortunately, my boss is actually a Bills fan, and he was there, enjoyed himself, and talking a lot of shit. I'm honestly a very gracious fan, not a diehard. I was cool with it. I just wanted a good game. It was a very good game, but unfortunately the Bills lost. So, and the Eagles won. Woo! And it's Eagles bar. So, let's go chronologically. So, last time I updated you guys was on Tuesday. And that was the start of my 7 shifts in a week. 2 shifts on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, 7 days. And I actually get 2 days off, thankfully. Not thankfully. I take 1 day off and then bust ass and just work the rest. I need to go back to work, right? So, and I also got to do the freaking, thank you, Michael from Charlton, got to do the Treehouse Brewer versus Brewer. You guys don't know the results yet because I'll post that tomorrow. So, a lot to look forward to. Holy moly, what a week. Just larger picture thing. It's just so incredible to go back to fucking work. Like, right? Like, so behind on bills, like, so behind on everything. Whoa. So Tuesday was up. I had already up to kids. This is easy. I had a training shift and then a slow shift. Thankfully, actually, we had a new front of house manager that got hired, and she's from New York and also way more experienced than me in the industry. She's been doing it for way longer than me. So good for her. She's awesome, and she kept me busy on Tuesday. And I was actually at Brewlando on Wednesday. So I updated you guys about Tuesday. I was at Brewlando on Tuesday and Wednesday, both slow nights. It's been all week until Saturday has been quote unquote cold and wet for Florida. No snow, 40-some degrees. I mean, like I rock a bomber jacket. I'm like, oh, it's a little nippy, but for Floridians, it's like freaking like living in Antarctica. So they don't do anything. They can't go outside. They bitch. Blah, blah, blah. It's cold, wet, rainy, 40-some, 50 degrees, whatever. It's too cold for them. So thankfully she was there. Got a talks. Having a body, like a person in the building to talk to, was incredible. She was just like learning the space and stuff. She's obviously done it, so it's really easy. And it also got me thinking, like, God bless the freaking people that like the Metropolitan Museum of Art, like the museum I've most frequented in my entire life. Like there's guys in a black suit just stand there, and I'm like, holy shit! Like for me to ever even consider that job, you'd have to give me like 6 figures. Yeah, you'd have to, even for me to consider it, I would have to start at $100K. Like it's not like they can listen to podcasts, I don't think, or music. You just stand there. And like one time an hour, you tell somebody to step back from a painting that they get too close to and just stand there. Cannot do that. So, not that there aren't things to do at Brewlando. You're serving beer for sure, but like it's a lot of downtime. So, thankfully I had somebody there. So anyway, we got into a conversation talking about like, the weekend scheduling, blah, blah, blah. Obviously the Eagles are, so we're at Wednesday before today, which is, we're talking about like, like the Eagles are, watch party is going to be here. We're going to be open later because usually on the brewery, like brewery, why are you open any time late after like 7, 8 o'clock, right? Like, so the brewery Brewlando actually closed at 8 o'clock on Sunday, but the AFC Championship is going on, and 6:30 to the game didn't end until like 10 something. So like we're not close at 8, right in the middle of the game. So I was like, cool. And just for some reason I had locked in my head that I would be there from 3 to close. That's foreboding for you guys. Okay, so slow shift on Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. Got to hang out with my new taproom manager, Tuesday comes along. That is the second day of soft open to the public at Runabout. Runabout, fancy, nice, pretty easy service. Not so busy. Again, the weather sucked, blah, blah. Cool. Again, it's nice. So the cool thing about like, So there's the easy jobs, like, yeah, Brewlando was easy for me to learn, like, figure out the beers, figure out the POS system. Like, it's just slinging beers at a tap room, right? Runabout's a full service restaurant. It involves a more complicated POS system, involves a full menu, involves machinations of cocktails and servers and bar backs and myself as a bartender and tickets firing, food. Again, food, and it's actually a pretty decent menu. A large menu complicates things, right? So the best analogy I can give you is actually a pretty good analogy. It's like moving to a new city. You just all of a sudden, or a new place, you're just like, oh shit. Like, people say words of like, this street and that road and, like here, 436 and I-4 and, like 434. You're like, what does that fucking even mean? The nearest Walmart, right? Like, you've obviously lived in a town or city before, but like, to get those familiarity things, like what do you mean by that, right? Like, so like get that like attached in. It's like moving into a new place. Even traveling, like you've traveled before. You're like, shit, like how do you get on the subway? Where's the closest subway stop? And like, where's the closest, Oh, so a new job that is a full restaurant does have those complications and learning aspects. So it was nice that it was slow on Thursday. Cool, slow night. Cool, boom. Now Friday hits. Gravity Tap Room has their 1 year anniversary. Shout out to Brad. He's one of the owners. He, I guess, put me in as the volume shift for one of the busier nights they should have all year. Interesting. And he scheduled me solo because he had to run away to, it's Orlando Beer Week. So like, a bunch of industry people, I guess, had an event somewhere. So he had to leave the tap room for a few hours. And, it got busy. And I'm used to it. Gravity Tap Room is actually a very similar concept in my mind to when I worked at Randolph in Nolita, like downtown Manhattan. It's like a tiny-ish, right? Like, you got 40, 50 seats, but you got no help. You're running food. You're bussing everything. You're taking orders. You're serving beer. You're taking food orders. You're doing everything, right? And they have a very robust POS system to take orders and stuff. The one thing it just sucks at is splitting checks. And actually, after I talked to the owner about it, it's the most robust thing I've ever dealt with. Like, you can order, like, people can order on their thing from it, and I can get a ticket and pour their beer for them, show it up. Like, and I never even talked to them about the beer that they wanted to order. It does all this kind of, you can order carafes of water, and I will bring you water because I got a ticket of it at the bar, and you're sitting over there. It's not a big restaurant either. It's not really a restaurant. It's like a tap room thingy. Hell, my apartment might be bigger than... No, my apartment's actually the same size as the inside space of the place. So it's not a big place, all right? It's 1,000 square feet or something like that for the tap room area. It's a bar restaurant thingy. Anyway, so if you don't know, in the bar restaurant world, a minute is worth like 15 minutes. So now I'm stuck there trying to figure out how to split a check, and I can't take a beer order from somebody standing at the bar. I can't bus a table. I can't greet a table that just sat. A minute is worth so much value. I can't. Food's sitting there, ding, and I need to run it, and I'm just sitting there. Like, honestly, it probably took me. It felt like an hour. You clocked me. It might have taken me 3 minutes to figure out, maybe, right? But 3 minutes in a busy service feels like hours. I was just tortured. And like the owner had run away to an event. We didn't have another bartender come in till like in the middle of the rush too. And she actually showed up early, which was good because I was getting crushed. And I wasn't even getting crushed that bad. It was just, again, when you have to stop and do something that pulls you away, you're screwed. And I was just like, how do you split this? How do you split this? And it happened to me twice, and I got destroyed by it. Like, anything that takes you more than 30 seconds is crushing time. Crushing. Destruction. So it was their 1 year anniversary. So it wasn't like crazy. It wasn't like people couldn't sit down. At any moment, we had like 30, 40, 50 people in the building. Nothing too crazy. I can figure that out. And it's a very simple menu, and it's a small restaurant, so you can run food, boss, do all kinds of bullshit. But it was a thing, and I didn't stop from 3 to midnight. Towards the end of it, it slowed down. Yeah. So the start wasn't that crazy, but I didn't stop. How about that? I didn't stop from 5 to 11. That's 6 hours right there. And I was taking out trash towards the end of the night, and I was actually scheduled to like leave earlier, but I ended up closing because we were busy enough. Not too busy towards the end of the night, but and I just realized like, wow, like this is the first time I felt I was like in like months. And first off, no wonder I gained fucking 15 pounds. Like being 6 hours on your feet, like I'm moving as fast as I can. Like that's just my job. Like I'm moving as fast as I can, that I'm not like running, but I'm like, like my feet are walking as fast as I can. I'm like as fast as I can. And, just I'm a type A personality, and just like, and my feet hurt, and I was like, shit, I don't remember my feet hurting ever. Like, in a minute, I was like, oh yeah, that's what it feels like. So like, no one gained so much weight because like, I have more time to eat. I'm not working. When you're working your ass off, you don't have time to eat. So you're eating less, and you're busting your ass, and you're working hard, and it felt good. It's something I missed. I was like, shit. It's been a minute since I actually like felt like I worked hard, and it was fun. And I guess thank you for Gravity for putting me on for their 1 year anniversary. It wasn't even that busy of an event. It's just busy for that place, and it felt nice to feel busy. So that was cool. Boom, Saturday hits. We do Runabout. So Runabout has their first week of soft open. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday apparently was really busy for them for soft open. Saturday was a little less busy, and we got crushed. So something got fucked up with their hiring. When I was there on Thursday for the soft open, so it's a new place, so like I'm cool with it. The place probably doesn't need a full hour to open up, but for the bar, it's a full bar prep. I gotta prep fruit, prep this, and figure out where this goes and where you get that, right? But like when we actually open up, I assume that it could be a little bit easier. Brewlando is a whole different environment. I've literally opened that place up in like 10 minutes. If I was slow, maybe 20, right? It's just like, a brewery is very different from like a full cocktail bar brewery thingy, right? So on Thursday, I was like, where the fuck are these servers? And they like all their servers showed like 30 minutes late. And I talked to my like bar manager. I'm like, I'm a chronologically late person, but I'm chronologically like 3 to 5 minutes. I just cut it short sometimes, and traffic will hit. And not chronologically. Like we're talking about like once, whatever, periodically. Like every few weeks or whatever. Like I might be a minute or two late, maybe 3 or 5 per month, right? Like, But like 30 minutes late, like what the fuck do you do? Do you not go on your phone before you went to work and like, oh shit, I can't get there on time, and tell somebody, right? Like, so like a bunch of servers just didn't show up on Thursday, and it was fine, it was slow. But then on Saturday, fucking 2 servers just didn't show up. One basically 2 people no called, no showed. And I'm like, you just got this fucking job, and it's gonna be like, we're serving oysters and steaks and stuff. Like, your checks are like, each table you take is like, each seat is probably worth like $50. Like, this is a pretty decent gig, I'd imagine. I don't know. And they just didn't show up. Okay, cool. So when we got hired at Runabout, we were told that the bartenders will only have a 13-seat section at the bar, and then obviously we get a tip out from making drinks for the entire restaurant because they're servers dealing with the restaurant. Okay, cool. And then the bar actually like wraps around to an oyster bar where they like shuck oysters in front of you, do the whole to-do, and it's another 13 seats. And, like I know myself and the bartender's looking like, fuck, we should be able to take that. Like, that should be for us. And that happened on Saturday. And my dumb ass had to deal with that. And I'm like, oh shit. Because now like it's one thing when like you're able to greet guests and deal with guests like literally where I'm talking to you. Like, all right, here's a menu. Hi, how can I help you? Can I pour a beer? Boom, bang. Can I take order? Put it in on the POS system. Deal with you. We're talking about running around the entire bar, 20 seats, and hitting so basically the oyster shuckers are like that's where they're situated. So I have to walk around it and be in the restaurant basically to take care of people around this like half other bar section that wasn't supposed to be ours. Well, obviously you have no servers, so I did that. It was stressful. Again, I'm very spoiled working at Sanford Brewing where we had the toast system. You guys have dealt with that where like the handheld, bah, 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 everything is fired, boom, boom, boom. You can close it out. Their handhelds are not as robust, so I was taking orders like a traditional server, which I've done before in my life. But again, it's like moving to a new city. It's like how moving to a new city, and all of a sudden someone tells you like, "Well, can you run an errand for me and find out where Oliver Street is, where the CVS is, and go also to the Michael's Steakhouse and pick me up a muffin and bring it to St. James." Like what? Like. You guys don't know what that means. I just made that up. And these are like, right, like things that you're like, oh, fuck, all right, I'm going to figure this out. And even if you had your fucking iPhone, you'd be like, oh, fuck. Like, right? It's not like, oh, go, like your local thing and go there, right? Like these are not things that you're familiar with how the operations are. So I'm like, fuck. All right, that's on the menu? Okay, yeah, let me take care of that. And then the tickets fire differently, and the drinks, do I make them or do my other bartenders make them? And then we had no bar. Oh, that's the other thing. We also had no. We had two servers called and also the barbacks. So the entire restaurant's worth of glassware and plates and shit all of a sudden start rushing towards my bar, and I'm like, whoa. And sorry, glassware was the issue. The entire restaurant's worth of glassware starts funneling into the bar, and one of the owners thankfully stepped up and helped out, but oof. It got hairy for a minute, but people were very patient, and I tried my best, and I honestly think I did a very good job. Thankfully, our bar manager complimented me, but it was stressful. But it's trial by fire, right? Like, and people were very patient. Everybody's cool. That's a good thing. No complaints, and figured it out. Yeah, figured it out. It was actually, like for being not like insanely busy, but like busy enough. And for me busting ass, I was very proud. And it wasn't even that long of service. Like we're only open like 5 to 10. So it wasn't a marathon of service. But running around and figuring that shit out. But man, that menu looks good. Shoot. Oysters like this big. Everybody loved the Louie Louie, which is like sort of like I think a crab salad thingy. Beer was fantastic. People were in cocktails. Nice space. Love it. Boom. Sunday hits. So if you guys don't know, I have 3 jobs, right? So how Modern 2025 works, they have like these apps. Well, guess what? I have 3 fucking apps to deal with, 3 fucking different schedules. So I was like, all right, I'm going to build a Google Doc, like a Google Calendar, because like, my entire life, or not my entire life, but like the last 5 years, like I only had 1 job. So like I see my schedule, boom. And I actually have my schedule locked. So I just like, it's just passive. Like I just know when I was working and not working. Put it on a Google Calendar thingy. And I guess I didn't look at it. The foreboding now hits. I was talking to my taproom manager. Like I thought I'd be closing. Cool. I get a call at 1 p.m. And my boss goes, "Are you at the brewery right now?" I'm like, "No, I'm not scheduled." He's like, "Yes, you are." I'm like, oh, what? So somehow there's a disconnect between what the schedule was posted and how my brain sort of tricked myself into thinking I was, supposed to go in the, 3 p.m. when the NFC Eagles Commanders games goes on, and I close. And I was like, oh, fuck. I got there ASAP. I have a decent 30-minute commute. 20-some minutes. I got there. And thankfully nobody gave a fuck because, like, nobody was there. And thankfully my boss didn't say shit. So he was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, thank you. Because, yeah, who's going to be at a tap room? I mean, some places have busy tap room from noon to 1 p.m. But, yeah, nobody really. Maybe some people turned away, but who cares? It wasn't. I don't think it was a big deal. Thankfully, I got there on time because, like, if nobody said anything, I would have thought I had to go at 3 p.m. and that would have not worked out. Because after I open up, nice and easy, 2:15 hits. I got there at 1:30. 2:15 hits. Eagles fans. I want to guess we had at some point in the tap room 100 people watching the Eagles game, including actually my I guess, former coworkers slash current coworkers that are actually my decent, great friends. So like really nice to see them because like they corralled a bunch of people to show up. But that was really fun, and it was nonstop. They just kept ordering beer. And the other crazy thing, so it's one thing that all Eagles fans get $6 beers, which is actually like cheap because like they're getting like our beers go from $7, $8, $9.50. One of the beers is actually $10. Yeah, so you just get $6 beers all day, which is crazy. But every touchdown you score, thankfully, plastic cups because like we run out of the little flight glasses, but you get basically like a 4-ounce pour of any beer you want as an Eagles fan. So you get double discount. But the fucking Eagles scored like 55 points. Holy shit. Saquon had like 3 touchdowns. So every like 5 minutes, I'm line up. Bow, 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 bow. Everybody wants a free shot of beer. So like nonstop, fucking Eagles destroy the Commanders. Well, not really, but still, they sort of did. So that was the thing. And we kept going because my boss was there, owners were there. It wasn't a big crowd for the Chiefs-Bills game. We're down to like probably 20, eventually to a dozen people. But yeah, and then obviously like my friends and I and that were now a part of the company, they get their employee discount, give them, they tip heavy. So this Sunday was easily my most busy shift of my entire week. And I definitely need it. Chiefs won. What a long week, man. All right. I need to relax. I need a couple days off. I don't need it. But I'll keep you guys posted. It feels very weird to be back on your feet. Again, the last 3 nights were the busiest I had. Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday was definitely the most money-wise, the best one. It was only 2 of us bartenders, and we were serving nonstop. Bah, 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 bah. Great tips, great Eagles fans, blah, blah. I am excited the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl because ideally I'll be working at the Super Bowl. I will not be wearing this. During that because it's a lot of fucking Eagles fans, and I don't want to be wearing a Chiefs jersey during that. But go Chiefs, go Eagles. Hoping for a great game. Hoping for great work, hoping for great busyness, hoping for good money. Let's go, guys. Good news. Cheers later.